Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today we're on the situation battle for the week, the Return of the Dead Knight. Based on the Missing Link episode on the Pale Rider, in this fight, the Axis Neo Zeons goes against the Glemmy faction. Originally, the Quenmancer is the boss in this fight, but I guess Bandai decided it's a bit too hard to implement. Now, this situation battle is actually quite special, because it involves two rarely seen high-cost suits, the Zeta 2 and the Doven Wolf. Rare because it takes a madman to make them useful. But here, you have a madman who uses both. Missed the first beam rifle shot, and then the stealth unit quickly approached from behind. Tough luck, the Doven Wolf comes with shock absorbers, and the Sturmfaust is simply ignored. Spread beam gun and a down attack puts him down before he can even evade, overheat the beam cannon, and that's the Gyaradoga almost gone already. Probably a clean kill if I didn't miss the beam rifle. As you can see, the Doven Wolf is no joke in this situation battle. While it usually isn't particularly strong, in this situation battle it is at level 2, and the highest cost of the match at 650, the same as the Tots Ritter on the opposing team. Not only does this make his firepower through the roof, but it also covers up its greatest weakness, the lack of durability. Now let's talk about the team comps. On Team Neo Zeon, you have the Tots Ritter as the ace, a Zeta 2, 2 Gyaradogas, and somehow a poor Isaac. Then on the other side, also Team Neo Zeon, you have the best non-new type mass production suit of its time, the Doven Wolf. Then a rather average lineup of a Bawu, Gyalguk Jaeger, Gaza D, and a Gallus J. Just as how situation battles are supposed to be, the Ace machines are heaps above in performance than the Scrubs, making them way more important in deciding the result of the battle. Even at 1000 health, we kick down half the poor Isaac in just one beam rifle shot and a beam cannon, before the rest of his team got us eventually. Out of the 4 significantly stronger machines in this match, the Bawu and the Tots Ritter are more well known and probably doesn't need as much explanation. But the Zeta 2 and the Doven Wolf are, let's say, slightly less popular. Both suits start at 600 and they both have one thing in common. They're not that good. While the Doven Wolf has a lot of weapons, it only comes with one instant stagger without charging, unless the enemy is within the spread beam range. Even worse on the Zeta 2, it has no uncharged instant staggers. Not a single one. But in this situation battle, they are the two you have to be particularly careful going against. While they don't have staggers, their damage output is close to insane. That Death Laser on the Doven Wolf just now did 12,000 in one go, and that Zeta 2 beam rifle just did 5,000 back on us. On the Zeta 2, that Mega Beam Rifle can get you even up to 200,000 damage. Unlike the Zeta 2, however, the Doven Wolf doesn't just hurt like a truck. With its skills, it can be an extremely difficult opponent to deal with. The biggest one that I already mentioned was his shock absorbers. Ignoring all instant staggers like the Zoc, while it is one of the rare general types with no emergency evasion, it doesn't really need one when it can't get staggered in the first place. Not only that, but it also gets damage control starting from level 2, which this particular one probably is. With this, the Doven Wolf is even harder to stagger, as it rains everything it has on the enemy almost one-sidedly. Not to mention how powerful the spread beam gun is. Lost the Bawu on our team. Huge hit, but we already accumulated a lead, so we just have to keep it. With unknown modifications on the Doven Wolf, the overheat cooldown on this particular suit is exceptionally short, so you can be aggressive and use the spread beam gun more than usual, and even overheat the beam cannon and beam rifle when needed, something you can't afford to do on the normal Doven Wolf. Incoms being tricky here because of the speed of the Tots Ritter, but that's 120% stagger if they all hit. And with the reduced spread beam gun cooldown, we easily force out the evasion and knock down the 500 cost Gyaradoga. While he's down, we can focus on the Tots Ritter. Shock absorbers stop the first melee, and our spread beam gun puts a stop to him, so close to finishing up with the last melee. enough about the Doven Wolf. Time to talk about the other suits and the strategy for this match. Obviously, the 4 higher cost suits heavily dictate the result of this match, but the other suits are also significant. The more important ones are the 2 Gira Dogas and the Gelgoog Jaeger. The Dogas are good at their cost for a reason, with either 2 instance daggers or a very good machine gun depending on which Doga you get, and a very threatening wire. Once that lands, their 2 melee combo can do devastating damage to any suit in the match. They also have a secret weapon up their sleeves, their smoke discharger. Just like how they approached us at the start of the game, they can sneak up their opponent without being spotted, allowing them to use their melee combo even on this wide open map. Then you have the Gelgoog Jaeger. Being a support type against a team with no raid types is literally just free damage for the Gelgoog in this match. As long as it stays far enough from the Dogas, yet close enough to use the insane DPS on his arm beam gun, it can even match the Doven Wolf and Tots Ritter in raw damage. But not defending against a wire attack. Doven Wolf special counter! Caught him by surprise as we reduced his wire to a mere normal stagger, and all we have to deal with now is the Tots Ritter. Same roll as the Doven Wolf, it does a lot of damage if you can cycle through all its weapons, only difference being that it has evasions instead of shock absorbers. Not a problem if you're used to it, but definitely a bit of a shock trying to swap to the right weapons when playing the first time. Same for the Doven Wolf, but as a seasoned Doven Wolf player, that is of course not a problem. That was a win despite going 4v5 for half the game. And this is probably not a sight you'll get to see anytime soon. While you have to put into account the 1 less player on our side, 54% diversion is still rare enough, and it definitely doesn't usually come with top damage. With this only possible thanks to our shock absorbers, we not only annihilated most of the enemy team, but we also took all the attention from the enemy while dying only twice. I guess they don't need the Quenmancer after all. Other than the Doven Wolf, the Zeta 2 is also very powerful and has a longer range than anyone else in the match, so try to avoid his glowing pink beam rifle as much as possible. That's all I have to say about this match. Hope you didn't get the Isaac, and latest.